morning, everyone. So I'm on the way to the Chicago airport. I started my drive at 7 from Ann Arbor, and it's a 4-hour drive. Then I have flight from Chicago to New York, and then New York to Mumbai. I came from India last May, and because of COVID, everything was under lockdown, and I couldn't finish off the things I had to finish, paying the bills and a lot of the housework. So I had to visit India to get the things taken care of. I was so scared, tense, stressed out about the travel. I had so many questions in my mind and I didn't know where do I get the answers. Is it safe to travel now? How are the rules in India? Do I need to go through the institutional quarantine? I was scared about the PCR test too. There were a lot of things which were unanswered. So I decided to make this blog just explaining what I went through and what my experience was traveling during COVID. I'm at Chicago O'Hare Airport. On May 31st, I came from Mumbai to US to Ann Arbor. So I'm traveling after 8 months on an international flight. It does feel so different, and there are a lot of rules and regulations related to travel. So last 3-4 days were a little stressful with getting all the paperwork done and having everything taken care of. As soon as I entered the airport, the United staff checked my temperature and guided me to the touchless check-in booth. Just got my bags checked in. There are not too many people at the airport. It's kind of empty. Everything was automated, so I had to scan my passport and then answer all the questions related to the COVID. Then the boarding card was printed and also the baggage tag. And also they came here and checked whether I have all the documents necessary for the entry in India. From the Air Suvidha app, I downloaded the exemption form and the entry form, so both the forms I had to fill. Air Suvidha is the portal for the international travelers, and it is a contactless solution for the international passengers traveling to India. In the Air Suvidha app, there are two forms. One is the self-declaration or the self-reporting form, and the other one is exemption form. The self-declaration form needs to be filled 72 hours before your travel, and you will have to enter the India contact number, passport number, flight number, PNR number, name, date of birth, email ID, and also you need to upload your passport copy. Then you will get a number on your email. So when you are filling the exemption form, you need to enter that number. The other form is the exemption form, which needs to be filled in within 72 hours of your travel. And there are 5 different categories in which you can get exemption from the institutional quarantine. If you are just visiting India, then you fall under category 5 and you need to take the RT-PCR test and present a negative report to get the exemption from the quarantine. The COVID test takes 2 to 5 days and you need to have the test taken within 3 days, so I was a little worried. Finally, I found one center, one lab who takes the test, who gives the results in a day. I went to the Great Lakes lab on Friday at noon and I got the results next day, Saturday at 6 a.m. I have the test results for the RT-PCR test, and they also checked the OCI. After that, the boarding pass and the baggage tag was printed and I put that on the bag and all ready to go now. Traveling during COVID is going to be another experience. But I think a lot of precautions are being taken, so I feel much safer. Okay, let's go to security. We'll keep you updated. apricot cheese bread, and yum, M&Ms. When the flight landed, they were just calling out 10 rows at a time for getting out of the aircraft. If you could not get the RT-PCR test done in USA, you can also take the test at Mumbai airport. It's 4,500 rupees for the express test, which you get the results in 15 minutes. The regular RT-PCR test is for 850 rupees and you can get the result between 8 to 10 hours. You don't have to wait at the airport for the result. If you are in Maharashtra, you can travel to your destination. You have to just fill the form and give your contact information so they know where to contact you. There is another option. If you opt not to take the test at all, then you will have to go through mandatory 7-day institutional quarantine and 7-day home quarantine. Different booths where you could stand and you had to fill one form which exempted you from the institutional quarantine, and the form had the information and the details about where you're going, what's your final destination, how are you going, all those kind of things. And they checked all the forms over here, the self-declaration form and the COVID test and all that, and they let you go. There was no stamp, no quarantine, nothing. It was pretty smooth. Tip number one, book your tickets in advance. The ticket prices are low now. I got my return ticket for $638, and also there is no change fee or cancellation fee. That is, if you cancel the ticket after 24 hours of booking, you will get a refund, like you'll get a credit that can be used for the future travel. Tip number two, find a testing lab which gives a result in 24 to 48 hours in advance. It took me 2 days to find such a lab. So don't wait till the last minute just when 72 hours are left for the travel to find a lab. Please do that in advance. Tip number three, this is a seat suggestion. If two people are traveling, I think it is better to take the window seat and the aisle seat and leave the middle seat, because the middle seat is the least preferred seat. So if in case the flight is not full, nobody would opt for the middle seat. And if the flight is completely sold out and it's completely full, the person sitting in the middle will happily exchange for the aisle seat or the window seat. So that would work better. Tip number four, United allows only one checked-in bag and one handbag, and the checked-in bag weight is 50 pounds. If you are overweight, like mine was, it was 3.5 pounds overweight, and they said it will be $200 for the excess baggage. Thankfully, I was able to manage that extra luggage in my handbag. But if you cannot, then you have to pay the exorbitant amount. So be careful, watch out for that. Tip number 5, check if your visa type allows you entry in India, and if it does, make sure you have all the proper documents with you. That is, like if you have OCI, make sure you have the OCI booklet and the OCI stamp, the passport with the OCI stamp on it. There were few families who were sent back because they didn't have that, so make sure you have all the proper documents. Tip number 6, travel on a weekday if possible. The airports and the flights are less crowded on the weekday. I traveled on Sunday and my flight was half full, so weekdays are better. Tip number 7, download the Arogya Setu app on your mobile. They didn't check mine, but it is always better to have it on your mobile. Tip number 8, when you are trying to find a lab for the RT-PCR test, inform them that this test is for the travel, so they will try to give the results faster. Tip number 9, at the exit, you have to fill one more form, and that form has the details about your name, your address, and phone number in India, then the lab where you took the test, and the result of the test, and also the passport number and then flight number. But the most important is it requires the details of the car that's coming to pick you up, and the driver name and the car details and the license plate number, so make sure you have all those with you. After 28 hours of the tiring journey, finally I'm out at Mumbai airport. Now off to Grand Maratha Hotel. I'll stay there for 2 nights. And look at the Mumbai airport. Have you ever seen it so empty? This is different side altogether. Hopefully this blog answers some of your questions regarding the travel from US to India. So the India adventure begins. See you soon.